What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. You can always count on me to tell you like it is. And today, I'm here to tell you the bitter truth. You have the permission to go low. You have the permission to be your lowest self possible. You will always have that permission. You will constantly find that permission around you. Permission is consent, authorization, approval, agreement, the clearance for you to act. And what I'm saying is, if you look around you, you will find ample encouragement to go ahead and be your lowest self. You will find annoyances, irritations, frustrations, disrespect, disregard, disharmony. Anywhere you turn, these will always be available to you and giving you the permission to respond to it and call forth your lowest self. And you will always have ample opportunity to be your lowest self. You can count on it. Most people will not call forth your highest self. They will not ask of you to be better than them. People will never try to elevate you past what they expect of themselves and what they call forth within themselves. Most will only call forth your lowest self. And you can take them up on that calling anytime you want. It is available to you the second you walk out the door in the morning. You will encounter humans that, based on how you want to show up, want to choose to lead with, these humans will present to you in the exact which way that you solicit. Now, yes, every now and then we meet people who are in the middle of experiencing a strong emotion, and very little of how we interact with them will make an immediate impact on how they show up. But that's rarer than we think. Most of the times, people are just colored through our lens. And when we get annoyed by them, judge them, scrutinize their way of being, most of the time, this is not a reflection of their reality, but a reflection of the person perceiving this as reality. You. The issue, most of the times, is that we don't meet the world as our highest self. And so we too become guilty of calling forth the lowest in people around us because we don't proceed into the world as our highest self. We become the very thing I'm telling you that you will encounter as soon as you leave. You yourself get lost in the crowd of all the people who call forth others' lowest selves because they themselves, you yourself, are manifesting through the lens of your lowest self. And then don't be surprised that what you find is what you are. Find more and more of what you are. JP says, maturity is integration with all future versions of you. The more you can take the future into account, the more mature you are. Because then you let that govern your current actions. Because you maintain a broad view of consequences and how you are responsible for them, and how what you do now plays out into the future. Deliberately, then, trying to be your highest self, regardless of what is being solicited, is the most practical, most mature, most integrated view you can have in building towards a future. Showing up today, regardless of what is being solicited, showing up gracefully, promoting harmony, might lead more in the upward direction than waiting for the highest self to be solicited from you. You are waiting for something that might not ever happen, or falling prey to the lowest self being called forth constantly. Now, what do I mean by being your highest self? I'm refraining from defining it exactly for a reason. For some of us, that might mean to be patient, to be more kind, more thoughtful, give more grace, listen more. To someone else, depending on where you are and what your starting point is, Maybe for you, that might mean to be a little less patient, more urgency, a little unkind, a little less thoughtful about someone else and a little more for you, a little less grace, a little more boundary setting. Highest self implies it is your uniqueness elevated to the utmost degree. I don't think anyone else can define that for you, because no one else can encompass all of your uniqueness other than you. So somewhere in your gut, you know what you were intended to be. And if you got out of your way, you have some idea or some vision of what that would look like. You have already seen your highest self. You have been your highest self. You have operated from that place in moments. You can choose him anytime you want. But go ahead. You have the permission to go low. Go as low as you want. But operating from your highest self, that's your moral obligation. I love you, family. Stay true always. I see you on the next show.